You want a sweet little country song? We don't do quiet. We don't test, it should only known. We don't do quiet. We don't do quiet, we don't do small boots. Hit hard, make the whole bar fall. Little bit sweet, little bit reckless. You can't hang, you can't handle Texas. Yeah.
Hey, how's it going out there? This is Boots, Stars, Guitars. I like to say BSG out there with Tracy Two-Step. And tonight, my co-host, Ralph Miguel. And that came out a little bit Southern and a little bit Britain. And don't ask me why.
Hey, how are you, Tracy? How you doing, everybody?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm definitely excited for this interview with Mr. Tumbleweed.
Yes. Yeah, I am too.
Yeah.
And if you notice there, so we're Boots, Stars, Guitars. I like to say BSG for short. You can go to Tracy Two-Step anywhere right now. I do recommend that you can engage, you can comment. I like old school community, old school radio and TV. So not only are we on TV, we're on radio and we're on every podcasting element that you could possibly have. 2 new radio stations, actually. So shout out for that. All at once right now, live coming to you with Ralph Miguel. Ralph Miguel is with 100 Meter Scream, one of the bands with the nonprofit With Me. Him and Dr. G, I can't stand bad grammar and I just did it. They both are with the nonprofit. And myself, I happened to run into an old friend and I was like, wait a minute. I kept running into him and I was like, there's got to be a sign to this. So while we're all up and running and doing what we've been doing, and honestly, Ralph, I would say taking a backseat look to see kind of where the roads were turning and what was happening out there in the industry as far as entertainment, radio, music, artists, songwriters, all of that was just kind of sit back a little bit and let's take a look at what's about to come down that turnpike, right? We have a lot of access roads in Texas, so I say access roads. And I guess I couldn't say we. I'm from Nashville.
Wow.
I'm from both.
Yeah.
I'm officially from both. I guess if you've lived here for too long, they claim you, right?
Yeah. Well,
only in a divorce.
Oh, well, that's a whole other topic and a whole other show. But yeah, Tumbleweed's got quite the impressive resume there. I actually have a few questions I'd like to ask him.
Well, I can't wait because he is backstage right now. So we are going to get to know him. It's a very laid back show, everybody. So I'm glad that, there you go. I see John Swat. Why am I talking British mixed with Southern mixed with, I have allergies.
Yeah.
But I love it. Listen, if you've lived in Texas for a really long time, they kept telling me, oh, you'll get allergies one day. And I was like, nah, I'm fine. I don't know what happened, but about a week ago, I was like, I'm not fine.
Oh, wow.
But moving forward into the show and everything that we're about with our community, being in the community, whether it's our music, our songwriters, radio, and all those different positions that are out there that a lot of people actually probably don't even understand what goes on behind the scenes. But when we're able to grab someone so the beat in the business, basically that's an executive industry position level of someone who can come in, give us some insight, and just basically tell their story and the background of, this is what I was doing. And now I see this happening. And that's how we ran into each other, was going, what the heck's happening? I think 3 different times last year and this year. So I was like, okay, I am supposed to go hang out with Tumbleweed. So Tumbleweed is on the show tonight. Everybody, you're going to get a wonderful, beautiful soul to come on here who's very experienced, knows what he's doing, and he's going to laugh at me because I'm over here pumping him up. And I do know that I've got a few artists they're tuned in literally to say, oh, yeah, we're definitely watching. We're watching just to send messages to Tumbleweed. And I said, well, then send some comments, send some questions, whatever it is you may like, go for it and do that. Pause, if you'll do me a favor and send another invite, I'll look over and grab it. Or you can stay there. Just let me know in a message. We are running an audience to my left, middle, and right, multiple screens. And so to our left, I see you all moving at a great pace there. Thank you. As I do, you got Jimmy Collins. There's Jimmy. Hi, Jimmy. Welcome on in. Everybody share the show to your brother, your mother, your sister, your cat, your dog, your bird, your babies. Share it on out there. Like it, subscribe it, and get involved here. I'm about to grab Tumbleweed, our guest. Ralph, now that we are with not only, you actually know the television station very well, the individuals. So now that we're with not only the TV network, the podcast media broadcast network, the radio stations we've chosen so far, and we're looking for more, by the way. We are picky for a good reason. And then, of course, we have our, go ahead. And then I was going to say, of course, we always have our channels.
Yeah.
There's one of them right there. There she is. That's 99.9. Allergies are horrible here. Yes, yes, girl. I understand that. Trust me, trust me, trust me. Yes. Let's share this out. I see Biggie Paul. Thank you for tuning in. Curb, KERB, that's 99.9. And Miss Gloria Garcia tuning in with Jimmy Collins back to back. Ralph, have you already got a set of questions that you're thinking, I want to go ahead and grab Tumbleweed?
Yeah. I have quite a few, but you want to, I can start right off, or if you want to, do the introduction.
No, I'm going to grab him and we're going to jump right in it. He's, oh, hi, how are you doing too? I see every one of you. I'm able to keep up with all of you on both sides. So I'm going to grab the guests.
It's really impressive what you do. It's like you're running the Starship Enterprise there with all your technology.
If I turn my camera around, y'all would all go, what?
Extraordinary multitasking.
I've got about 6 screens in front of me. So
again, as I'll say, extraordinary multitasking.
There she is. There's my positive vibes energy right there. Yeehaw, with the sun going and the palm trees and the hearts all day long with Miss Brooke Graham, y'all. Y'all check out Brooke Graham. Hey, Toriano, how are you doing? Nice to see you. Nice to see you, Biggie Paws as well. Biggie Paws, please check us out over there on TTK. Make sure we are okay. That was not supposed to rhyme. Welcome to the show. Tumbleweed, how are you?
Hey, I'm great.
Surprise.
Surprise.
It's not your birthday, but it's good to see you. How are you?
I'm good, Tracy. I'm if I was any better, I'd be twins.
Oh, I like that one. I might use that one, actually. I need my pen and paper for this show.
I know it's Roger Miller, so there you go.
Well, that's okay. I can do it too.
Yeah, we'll steal from the best.
We'll call it borrowing. We'll borrow from the best. Yeah. But hey, I like that. I do. I knew with you coming on, I was running around. Here's a pen. I was like, Tracy, you better get yourself a piece of paper and a pen, because the stories that turn to songs are while I am around certain people. And right here is Ralph Miguel. So Ralph Miguel, welcome to the show to meet Tumbleweed. Ralph Miguel is the lead singer of 100 Meter Scream, and he will be co-hosting.
I've listened to that after they were on. Then I went and checked them out. I like the band.
Oh, well, thank you.
Really, really good.
That's an exciting endorsement there. I'm sure the rest of the guys will be there. So yeah, well, listen, you definitely have quite an impressive resume. I was just explaining to to Tracy here. So I mean, I got quite a few questions I want to ask you throughout the show, but I'm sure I'll let Tracy maybe kind of set up the your background, or how she may want to proceed. But you know what, I'm just going to ask you right off the bat real quick while she's there. Fingers or pick?
Fingers, man.
Fingers. I figured. Yeah,
we're talking
fingers.
about guitar. So because we are on so many channels,
we're talking about bass guitar.
Talking about bass guitar. And
We
whether you're
better let these people know that then, because I'm going to start getting the other kind of messages.
well, here's the deal. With bass guitar, there's two ways to play it. You either thump it with your fingers or you pick it with a pick.
Yeah, no, you
And
pluck it.
I've been a thumper all my life, so
Yeah,
there you
I
go.
called it plucking. I guess that's the country in me. It's plucking. I call it plucking.
Yeah.
Welcome aboard to the show. I see right here we've got Mr. Neil Sparkman, who's part of us as well. There he is. Welcome aboard. Welcome aboard, SWAT. Where is SWAT? I think he means welcome to the show, Tumbleweed.
Oh, yeah.
But, I don't
I'm glad
see
to be on the show, Tracy.
I'm sorry?
I'm glad to be on your show.
Well, I am so glad to have you. It is true that there has been multiple occasions where we keep running into each other, and I also keep running into someone else where I'm like, okay, these are my people. I am supposed to do something with my people and slow down a little bit too. John Swat, apparently he is out there. He is paying attention. Good job. Great, authentic singer as well. You know, we ran into each other in multiple locations, and we were sitting there, and I had to give a speech, and honest to God, I was nervous. And I just remember you looking at me and say, thanks a lot, kid. And I'm like, what? And you're like, well, now I've got to go up there. And I was like, oh, it was a whole blur to me just because of the topic I was speaking on. But you did break that whole barrier that happens when you get up to speak. And it's a very, very, very sensitive, you're in a public room situation. Yeah. So I was like, oh, thank goodness. Like there's Tumbleweed and there's his beautiful wife all done up. And he went up after me and he's knocked it out of the park. So he's always got you've always got it out of the park, the ballpark, Tumbleweed. I don't even know where to start with you except to say you've been in it over 50 years. I know you've been in radio, you've played, you've toured. And that's where I'm going to look at Ralph, because I do know so much about you that it will be more Ralph look at you and go, oh, you know what? The other viewers that are out there are going to want to know all of that too. I'm going to want to talk to you about when are we doing this thing with these artists, and let's go have fun. So
Yeah.
Where are you coming to us from? Are you in Texas or Tennessee?
I am in Texas tonight.
You are? Okay, good.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, I'm in Texas tonight, and I'll be going back to Tennessee soon, but
Okay.
right now I'm in the home state.
That sounds about like me.
Yeah.
There's a crazy, crazy storm out there too. As we approach the show in here right now, as I was saying, you know, this is a video, audio broadcast. You can see down at the bottom the TV stations that just picked us up, Heroes Media Group, and then we have the 2 radio stations. So we are looking to add radio stations, and I got to talking to Tumbleweed. To be really honest with you, the entertainment industry, and definitely let us know where you're listening from. Thank you for that. Neil Sparkman said it. We want you all to engage. I want you to ask questions. I want you to want to know more about what is going on. And I am going to get to every one of you right now. I am seeing it and I will get to it. Tumbleweed, coming out into this, I know that Ralph's got all of his questions ready to go, but I would like to know what it is today that sparks you, and give them kind of a start point. It's like a really quick, I call it a fire rapid round, and it catches us up to right here, and then I'll let Ralph take over.
All right. Well, so how about if I kind of backstep a little bit, give you a little bit of backstory?
Okay.
Because I'm a Toki. I'm a Toki, which is a Texan and an Okie, because
Yeah.
I grew up in Oklahoma, but I've transplanted into Texas many, many years ago.
Uh-huh.
So my buds always call me their token Okie. But I grew up in a small town in Oklahoma, and, you know, a little small place where 1,300 people. And it just happened to be the hometown of Roger Miller, the king of the road. Sheb Woolley, you remember the Purple People Eater?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's from Eric, and also a guy named Michael Smotherman, who is my running buddy for many, many years, a wonderful songwriter. But I just traveled all over and wound up in Los Angeles for a long time, and where I recorded and was in some bands and made a little noise, and found my way to Nashville. Was there for 13 years and wrote a bucket load of songs. So and now I kind of went into retirement a few years ago, but my buddy Jimmy Collins called me about 3 years ago and asked me what I was doing, and I said nothing, retired, just enjoying retirement. He said, "Well, I'm gonna change all that." So he made me an offer I couldn't understand, so I took it. And so that's where I'm at now, is running Flyin Records. And you're asking me where I get what inspires me to go on and keep going. Well, it's the fact that I still can, and you don't ever stop. Don't just keep playing. Don't listen to the naysayers. They don't know what they're talking about. It's all about the music, isn't it, right?
That's for sure.
So, yeah. So what kind of questions do you have?
Well, I got quite a few here. I'm not gonna, I'll
Oh,
ask you, but I got one right. Well, you mentioned LA. I definitely heard a song. I think it might have been one of your solo projects, LA to Nashville.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That was a pretty cool song. So.
Oh, well, thank you. Yeah, that was from a project while I lived in Nashville called DURHAM. It was my, yeah, that one got some airplay, indie airplay. It charted on the indie charts. So,
okay.
Yeah, but that song kind of tells the story of being on the road, LA to Nashville, back again. Sometimes I don't know what state I'm in.
I bet. Yeah.
Isn't that the way it goes?
Yeah, you're on the road. It kind of all becomes like one big blur, I guess sometimes you have to remind yourself or have somebody ask, you might have to ask someone, hey, what state or what city are we in?
Yeah, where are we? Well, I'm going to tell you a funny story. I'm going to tell on myself, but talking about being in different towns and kind of not knowing where the heck you are.
Yeah.
I was lucky enough in I'm going to date myself. It was 1979, but I was in a band called Blue Steel.
Yeah.
And we opened 36 shows for the Eagles. It was really a very, very cool deal. Yeah. We can talk about about that later, but we were in Cleveland, and we played a show like a Friday, Thursday night or something. We played in Cleveland. We caught a red eye to San Francisco.
Oh boy.
And we hit the ground running and played 4 shows up in that area with Sammy Hagar.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and it was a very, very cool deal. Sammy Hagar had a great band. The Red Rocker. He wouldn't let us use any red lighting on stage. Yeah, but anyway, that's another story. But we're out there, and we leave. We catch another red eye to Chicago, where we're playing the last show of this leg of the Eagles tour. And we finish up our show in Chicago. Now, remember, a few nights before I was in Cleveland. And then this whirlwind happened, and we finished our show, and I stepped up to the mic, and I said, "Thank you, Cleveland."
Oh, my
No
God.
problem.
That's like there was a commercial from Southwest Airline that had almost an exact replica of that story. Where there was
Is that right?
Yes. I mean, I'm sure if you can Google it and see it on YouTube, but some performer was performing somewhere and he said, "Good night, so-and-so." And everybody was like stunned because that was not the city he was in. So I can see how that can happen, especially after red eye after red eye. I mean, you're like in, wow. Yeah, that's a remarkable story. By the way,
Not to mention that we were indulging in various adult.
I'm sure in the rock and roll business, sometimes as you
It was
get
rock and
those
roll.
vices that start tinkering in. But Blue Steel, there was that song only. Let me see. I had heard it before. No More Lonely Nights, and
Right.
yeah, and I liked it, and it had to me what I like. It has a little bit of Kiss in there, believe it or
Huh.
not. If you hear,
Yeah.
if you know some of the Kiss, like almost like a Paul Stanley kind of. So I was like, wow. What I like about hearing a lot of the songs and is that you had some variety in it. You know, from the country rock to rock. You know, which I
Yeah.
like that variety. You're not, you know, it's like some artists they're just in the one particular, you know, genre. That's what they sound. But hearing you throughout your career and all the different bands and solo, I like how you know the difference in the nuances in the songs, you know, and
Well,
kind of like you're able to cross over from you know like slightly one subgenre to the next, you know. So that's what impressed me.
well,
Tumbleweed, you know.
cool. Well, that's, I can't stay in a box.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
yeah,
Yeah.
I just put me in a box. I don't stay in it.
And that's why I've always told a lot of other musicians, you don't want to be in that box. I know quite a few that, and they don't leave that reservation, musical reservation. They stay in there and they don't expand, you know,
Right.
with their taste. I will say this, you were in a band called Buckwheat.
Oh yeah.
So I was just curious, what was, does the Little Rascals have any influence on that name or was it, did the name come up from another, like I'm a Little Rascal fan. So, you know,
Well,
Buckwheat, so
it was from the Little Rascals,
it was
because
the Little Rascals.
it go at no panky, and he'd say, "Okay, but we." So yeah, that's where we got it, and we were trying to, and we always said that we'd say,
Yeah.
"Okay, Bucky," uh,
Okay.
and I was leaving one day, and I said that to the guys, and someone said, "Hey, that's a cool name for the band."
Yeah, it
So
is a good name.
yeah, so we went with that, and anyway, yeah, we did 4 albums on London Records with that band.
Yeah, yeah. Wow, that was I believe what 71, right?
Man, it digs back to then. Yeah, it does. And like Tracy said, I've been at this a long time.
Well,
uh
can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Good, because I don't know if y'all knew that, but we're in the middle of a tornado warning and hail and all kinds of stuff. And so I've been over here jumping through a lot. I'm just glad that you've got the show going. So we're going to keep rolling.
Well, y'all be safe, man.
I've got it under control. So we're all good. What part, where are you at in your interview?
Where am I at?
I just asked a few questions there that I you know that were
It says
you know,
No More
so
Lonely Nights is a rocking song 100%. And
Cool.
you got John Swat, Mr. Swat. How's it going? He says his aunt is the number one, introduced him to Blue Steel.
I'll be glad. Cool.
You got it. That is John Swat. And then, of course, we got Neil Sparkman over here managing what's going on over here. The Royal Order of the Sleepless Nights. I feel like I did that.
Yeah.
Yeah. KERB 99.9. We also have K-Ray. You're very, very familiar with One Star Radio, actually, Tumbleweed. So we are partners. And I'm just going to figure out where you were with Ralph in your story.
Well, we're just touching on couple of the bands I was in back in the day, and the band Buckwheat, which was a family band. You know, Ralph, we all lived in a band house.
oh okay.
Where we went, we rented a band house. And you know, a lot of times back in those days, you didn't do so many one-nighters. You did a lot of club engagements where you're there for 6 nights a week for 6, 8, 10 weeks, whatever. So we would we'd rent something and take over and have our band house. That was the way to do it.
Well, there's a lot of camaraderie, especially back in the days, and you know,
Being on the road nowadays is different. So the way that you can bond, the way that you can do things as a band, as opposed to before, So there's pros and cons to both. Do you have a story with you that everyone out there is saying, I have gotten so many calls today. This is why the whole Eagles thing came all the way back around. Yes, he did open. Was it 36 shows, Tumbleweed?
36 shows.
36 shows. He did open. And they would like to know what story that you have that we would go, oh my goodness.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, all right. Well, there were a couple from as far as the Eagles go. That at first I got to tell you that was we jumped from a rehearsal studio onto the big stage, and it was quite a shock the first night we stepped out, and there were whatever 35,000 people out there, but I got to tell you, every guy in the band, the Eagles, and all of the crew, they were super. They welcomed us with open arms, man, and made us feel really welcome. And you talk about a cool bunch of guys. And but I got to tell you this story. It was one night where after the shows, they would do 2 encores, and then the third encore was in the hospitality suite at the hotel, usually.
Oh, yeah.
It'd be record people, radio people, the bands, the crew, everybody just hanging out and having a good time. Well, one night we're all gathered in this room and we're talking, and I see Joe Walsh coming and going out of the room, and Joe Walsh, he kind of lurks. He was kind of lurking around, and we're everybody's pretty much standing up talking, and pretty soon we looked around, and there are no chairs in the room. There's no tables in the room. Quietly, Joe had been coming in and taking that stuff and putting it in this huge walk-in closet thing that was in the hospitality room. So he basically stole everything in the room, and nobody saw a thing. It's just like just sneaking around doing it. That was
oh my goodness.
Yeah.
So he's one of those. He likes to pull the pranks.
Yeah, he was a prankster. He's definitely a prankster. Yeah, and,
definitely.
Yeah.
This is the second show I've had within the last couple of weeks where Joe Walsh has been mentioned. And oh yeah, it seems to me that Mr. Joe Walsh is definitely a hoot. I imagine there's a bunch of stories there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some I can't tell, of course. But, yeah, but the crew, they were also pranksters. They would leave various things on the stage, and you would notice as you're playing out of the corner of your eye a rubber chicken or whatever, and just things like that to mess with you on stage.
Yeah, well, that's great. That definitely keeps things loose, and it's about having fun too. Tumbleweed, and that's part of it. People forget sometimes it's a business, but it's a craft that you love, and it's a privilege to be up there and perform. And I've always noticed that the more loose that you are, you and your band, the more fun, and the more that kind of translates out to the audience.
Oh, it does. It's contagious.
Yeah,
you have to have a good time. It's contagious. Everybody has a good time.
Yeah, it's authenticity. It's got. I always want to say you have to be authentic and just have fun and be. You can have fun and be professional at the same time.
Yeah. It's you got to walk that line.
Yes.
It is a line.
Yeah, definitely. It is a line. Yeah, because there's
talked a lot about that energy. It's also about those you're around, the energy that you're around, and pulling you. So, I have a story where at the very same time that I'm bumping into, I won't say exactly what, 3 different occasions I've bumped into Tumbleweed. I also bumped into an artist. Had no clue the two were connected until the 3rd time that I bumped into the artist. And the artist and I just like, for some reason, have this chemistry to where we could sit there and laugh all day. It's just something about that chemistry. And so that energy that you bring when you're around other people, you know, every time I see Tumbleweed, it's happy. It's like I'm going where he's going, because wherever he goes, it's happy.
Well, yeah, my motto has always been, if it ain't fun, don't do it.
Well, there you go.
There you go.
And I'm going to tell them that you said I am allowed to say that, or there you go. My boss said.
Yeah. And Tumbleweed, I know the music business always, you know, kind of has this transformations and stuff. And I know from like this, from the 40s to the 50s, 60s, 70s. But I think somewhere around the mid 80s, late 80s, when you had the advent of the hair bands, metal bands, I think that's where you started having a little bit more like what my drummer calls a lead singer disease. or the prima donna-itis, you know what we call it, where, you know, you're not thinking about the camaraderie anymore, and it becomes a kind of a self-absorbed kind of situation, and that just, I hate to say it, but it kind of pollutes the whole process, and then it takes the fun out of things. And I mean, I'm talking, luckily for me, I never had that kind of experience, you know, but I know plenty of others that definitely have had, and I'm sure you've probably come across that to some degree. But I just kind of knowing music and knowing the eras, even though I wasn't in that era, but like I was saying, I was very blessed. I was very influenced from a young age from my dad having all the, you know, classic albums like Vanilla Fudge and Mountain and all, you know, a lot of your peers, and all the way through the 80s, 90s, that I could see where that started to turn. I'm not saying every artist and band had that issue, but it just seemed like it became a little more prevalent. I mean, and you could just look at nowadays in certain genres of music where it's like, oh boy.
Yeah, I think it did too. You know, that was one thing about both the bands I've been in, where the ego, everybody checked their ego at the door. It just,
yeah,
you know, I was the lead singer in Blue Steel, but we had 2 other guys that sang really well. I just happened to be the one that had the single, you know, that was chosen. So yeah, but you got to let everybody be who they are on stage and be who they are in the band.
Yeah. And everybody has to apply at least some level of, you know, common sense of what works. Also, you know, you gotta have your check, but you know, if it's, you know, something that everyone can kind of gravitate to, you know, and it's, again, that realm of fun and camaraderie, that's what I always notice what works.
Yeah,
you know,
it does.
Yeah.
I like this. You know, while I was gone, I don't know if the 2 of you noticed, but over here I'm looking at the audience. They're like, Tracy's in a major storm. So I want to say thank you to the audience out there. The audience is like, there's a major storm that Tracy's in. So thank you all very much. Yeah.
Thank you.
We've got several people tuning in here. And so it sounds like you held it down very well, Ralph and Tumbleweed, while I was gone. That is good to hear.
Well, with a resume like Tumbleweed's, there's a plethora of a lot of things to talk about. I mean,
well, I knew that you would be able to do that. You know, on the beat in the business, we talk about the beat, and I like to talk about it not just in the music, but the heartbeat as well. Sure. And that's kind of what we're talking about there. But then you've got the business, and in through the business rolls a lot of different energies. It also comes with a lot of different roads and forks in the road where decisions have to be made. Is there a time in the life of being on the road with Tumbleweed? Is there somewhere that you had to decide and take that fork in the road and say, listen, and I'm looking for inspiration here to tell others a story. Is there something there that you, even if it was the hard way or whatever it was, and someone else was like, oh my gosh, you should be doing that? But in business, you might have said, you know what? There's a reason I'm doing something else. Do you have something like that?
Well, yeah, I do. And that, let me preface by saying that I got a degree when I was a young guy, and got a degree in business administration. And right out of college, I went to work for IBM. And I was in training, and they were really trying to turn me into somebody I wasn't. And here's a fork in the road for you. And I was working for IBM, and I stopped by the band house. They still had the house in Oklahoma City. Stopped by the band house, and they said, "Hey, man, the bass player in the band, it was called the Roadrunners at the time. The bass player has quit, and we've got 16 weeks already booked, and that we're making whatever $300 or $400 a week, which was about 4 times as much as I was making at IBM. So the next day I went in and I gave my 2-minute notice and went on the road, and I never looked back. You know, that was a fork in the road that I took with there. And then when Blue Steel broke up in 1981, I found myself leaning on my business degree, went to work in the corporate world, and stayed there for about 7 years at a major toy company. You know, then another fork in the road comes. I just in a moment of well, I don't even know how to explain it, a lightning bolt, and I decided to go to Nashville to pursue my career as a songwriter, because in LA I was starting to get to the age, honestly, that as a rock and roller, starting to push it. So I decided that songwriting was the way to go. And so I moved to Nashville, stayed there for about 15 years. While I was there making music, then I had an opportunity to go to work for a record company in A&R. And just out of nowhere, I had a guy, kind of like when Jimmy Collins called me. I ran into a buddy of mine at a hangout there in Nashville. He said, "What are you doing?" "I'm starting a record company, and I really need someone to step in who knows a little bit about music, knows a lot about music, and can help me do the A&R." So I jumped out of the music playing and started working for a record company, where I worked there for about 2 years until I decided it was I moved to Texas to be with my mom and dad. But you know, you hit those forks in the road, and I'm really glad that I got into the business side of the music business, because that's an eye opener.
Yes.
And when you start looking at it, this is more than just a hobby. When I was trying to promote my band and you know, promote my records and manage my band and book my band, and you know what I'm talking about, Ralph. You do the same thing. Yeah,
definitely.
So, but you really have to, as a player, you really need to understand that it is a business, and you're in it to make money, and you have to budget. You just like you do in a family. You have to be smart, and you have to. You know, we made a lot of dumb decisions as a young artist, signing contracts that we just signed them. You know, we looked at them, looks good to me. Where do I sign? You know, but you really need to be aware that it's a business and in business, it's not always above board. So you have to be aware of those pitfalls and know that they're there and know what to watch out for.
Oh yeah,
Definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, and as you well know, Tumbleweed.
The IBM fork. So you took the IBM fork. I'm going to remember that.
Yeah.
The IBM. Yeah.
Yeah, the IBM fork. That is what Tumbleweed did.
Tumbleweed,
yeah,
you went in, oh,
go
sorry,
ahead.
Tracy. I was going to say you went in a little bit more prepared than a lot of other artists. You know, you had a business degree, so you had some sort of background of being able to read numbers and all that, because I'm sure you hear probably the majority of the stories of artists that going into these contracts, especially with the major labels and stuff, and it's an ugly sight, you know, what ends up happening the majority of the time. I'm not saying all the time, but a good number of times, you know, and I would say I was at least, I mean, how much did that play in to, you know, in the music business when you were having that background with the business degree? Did it definitely give you an advantage to some degree, would you say?
I would say it was an advantage. I kind of was especially in Buckwheat, kind of like the business manager. You know, somebody's got to watch it, and nobody was. So I had a degree and kind of stepped in and kind of took those duties. But if I hadn't, you just flounder. Somebody in your organization, if you're a solo artist, you know, you've got to confer with your business partners, your managers, and your business people, and make sure you're making smart decisions. And you got to carry that over no matter what you do. I mean, it's the same thing in life. You know, you have to be smart, and you got to get some input. You don't know everything.
Yeah, so you were the Mick Jagger of Tumbleweed, right? Kind of managing, you know, which a lot of people don't know that Mick
Still
Jagger
is.
Yeah, he's a sharp.
Mick
Still is.
Yeah, a lot of people didn't know that, but yeah, he's a smart guy.
Yeah.
Tumbleweed, we've got all sorts of people in here, and you're all bearing with me while a couple of lights went out, but I don't mind it. I don't want the light right on me. I see all of you in here. I want to say thank you all for tuning in too, but I do see a question, and it's actually a question that I would have definitely asked. And so I definitely want to get to that question. And it is, I believe what they're trying to ask is, what was the hardest part of your career? So you're still in your career. To me, you're still in your career. But what they're trying to say is, what do you believe is the hardest part for you in your career? And then actually for an artist right now, we actually know some of the same artists right now. So I happen to know my answer. I'm curious what your answer is.
Well, the hardest part, I guess, of being a musician, of course, is quite honestly, it's staying on track. And you know, we get so involved in our music, and you get lost in it, and so you kind of lose sight of what's going on with your business. So I think the hardest part is separating that creative flow and stepping out of that sometimes to conduct business. I mean, I never really liked dealing with club owners, but somebody had to do it. Or, you know, if there's our promoters or whatever the case may be. So the hardest part is separating that, keeping that business and the creative side separate. But you've really got to be able to flip a switch. You can't do both at the same time. I haven't been able to anyway.
Yeah.
Did that answer your question, Tracy?
I think it answered my question, of course. One of the biggest ones lately that keeps coming is, how do you juggle? And do you really feel like social media, no matter which platform it is really going to make or break an artist?
Man, That right now, you just nailed it. That is today.
Yep.
That is what's going on today, and
Yep.
That's what I would encourage any artist who's watching this podcast to take that seriously, because the record business just changed so drastically in the last, well, when they stopped putting CD players in cars, and you know, everything becomes streaming. Everybody's listening to everything on their phone, and there's no quality there. The people have lost. I say people. A lot of folks are losing sight of the
Human touch.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. I agree. It's almost a necessary. Well, I do know this. So tell me, Tumbleweed, I think we might have spoke on this. Prior to the last few months, it was in some big contracts that you had to be on social media 4 hours a day. That is what was going on in the contracts. Now they're pulling that out and realizing that on social media, no matter which platform, all those people following you cannot get out and come to your festival and your concert. That is not who's going to go buy the tickets to come see you. So those numbers, why they look great, you aren't going to get all those people to come to your concert. So now they're going, uh-oh, we kind of started following the people that had all the numbers, and now we need to find the quality in those numbers of the people. And that's how I look at it. And both of you, I'd love to hear what you have to say about that. But to me, if I'm somewhere, if you've asked me a question, Tumbleweed, about an artist, and I've got somebody who's got 1,000, and I got somebody that's got 1 million, and I can go through and look at everything through them. Number one, I can figure out if it's going to be just a headache, and too negative, and I'm going to tell you life's too short. You already know that. But number two, the humanity and compassion within a person that can connect to other people when they get out there on a stage, or they get out there to do what they need to do, that's a big deal, which is much different than being behind a screen. So to have that energy live at a show, and to bring the people in, and to be able to grab all of that to come with you, this is where I think that we're missing it. We've got people focusing on building up numbers rather than building up their community and the people. Would you believe that?
I agree with you 100% on that.
Okay, good. Well, that's why I'm on all these channels, jumping all around. Because old radio isn't cutting it. I mean, I had been in terrestrial radio. I've been in songwriting, singing. I've been all around. I've been around a few blocks. I'm only 29, but there's a few blocks I've been around. And in those 29 years, I've learned quite a bit. I can sit down with you, Tumbleweed, for 5 minutes, and I will learn more in 50 years from you than I will sitting with someone in a corporation for 5 minutes, which actually happened yesterday. I'm going to have to get a hold of you. There was a big name, Ralph knows about this, a very big name corporate, what is it? 4 letters, got a hold of me last night, and they had been getting a hold of me. And I'm definitely going to be coming to you to say, hey, this is what just happened. And I definitely want your feedback on it, because if I say yes, it is going to bring other people with me. And so I want to see the fine print. The fine print, I just saw who said that too. And Gloria said it. So Dr. G, you've met Dr. G through many phone calls. She said, the devil is in the fine print.
Oh, buddy. Uh-huh.
She wrote that out. She wrote it for everybody to see, just boom. And then, of course, Neil's like, yep, better pay attention. So those fine details that are in there, and looking for artists to supplement an artist that made what they thought had the it factor. They thought had the numbers. They thought had it all together. Every piece of the package, they've realized, uh-oh, we just based everything off of a social media account. And this person cannot do what we thought they could do. So we need to get a team together that can now come in and make one person seem like they're successful. But to be really honest with you, Tumbleweed, I got to go back a little bit. Even though I'm 29, I got to go back a little. Think about Patsy Cline, Loretta Lynn, Dolly, all these other people who they have worked and worked and worked. Johnny Cash, Roy Orbison, I could keep going. They have worked and worked and worked, and they did it by networking. They did it what I call the OG way, the old school way. I never switched that off. I have always continued to network as if we are not on a ton of different channels. You know, this is all of us getting together to support one another, get back to what was important, which was in the community, get radio back to where it needs to be, which all radio stations were nonprofits. So they were normally doing a lot within that community. So that was a big deal. We got to get that going. And then from there, for an actual artist to be able to make it, what does the word make it mean? Because it can mean a lot of different things to a lot of different people. What is that? What does that mean?
Making it. Well, that's pretty broad, and you really have to cover DJs. You know, the social media is important. I believe it's important. It's critical, but radio is still a very powerful tool, and will be. And for touring artists, I think it's pretty important to be getting your airplay, because that's where you get your local support, I think. You know, you build, because you play a town, you may have 40 people the first time you're there. Next time around, it may double. Next time around, you may pack the house. You don't do that if you just, and those people they're going to continue to support your music.
Right.
But when you're just doing social media, you don't have that personal contact, that personal touch, that intimacy that you only get through live performances.
No,
and
you don't.
To get the live performance, it's all tied together. You know, you have to be able to market to radio, social media, and live performances, I think.
Yes, that's why I like that I stayed here. I stayed over on my side of things, and when it comes to radio, broadcasting, PR, A&R, A&E, A&D, all these nice little letters we're talking about. That is where I found that I can be more successful. I can actually do more and help more by staying over in my lane. And I don't have unless Ralph and 100 Meter Scream, they make me do backup or something. I don't have the desire, nor do I want to be on a stage. I prefer to do what I am doing and then actually grow that to be much larger. So, and we've talked about that, and that networking together has been a part of our society since day one. So networking within other stations. And that's why I always say, yes, we are looking for other stations, because the more that we can get you and Ralph, get you 100 Meter Scream and your music played, the better. So every time, like when you logged in Tumbleweed right here into our studio, we keep our studio on purpose rather than using a station studio or one of these companies, because we get to retain everything and we get to be independent. Now we have to pay, but for me, that's okay. I would rather have that. But being independent means get out there, network, grow with others. And when we have the software and we're going to play a song. Well, I always tell everybody, be careful if you want to just go on Facebook for fun and say hi, or any channel that is. I love TikTok as well. Whichever channel you're going on, ask someone, say, does your software actually grab music? So if you're a musician and you want to make sure your music will get pulled, ask, because I do. I have to literally turn around every time and give that back to the artist, or the whole show is just blacked out. So not only do they get to file that within BMI Live, sitting as an artist with me, and Ralph over here and the whole team, I'm not just a party of one. our software immediately does that. And if you're running, I got a lot of tips, so I'm going to keep that one to myself. I almost told something, and I'm not going to do it. I'm really good about that. I'm really good about that. I always want to help, but I can get with you on the phone on that one. But there is a lot for these independent artists or smaller artists or labels to realize what you can do and the questions to ask. Hey, when I come on your show, is it actually going to track and pull my music and my codes? And they should know what you're talking about as soon as you say codes. If they don't, then you need to ask if they're BMI or ASCAP or more experienced artists. They're going to know exactly what that is. And the answer is yes, we do. And we're going to keep it that way because we want to make sure we're actually making a difference. I make a joke every show that every artist, including Ralph right here, Tumbleweed, myself, Brooke, SWAT, every one of you over there, get a wooden nickel. You get a wooden nickel whenever your song is out there digitally because they don't make pennies anymore. So now you get a wooden nickel. And it's because I tell people, like, you got to create a playlist, number one. Move the music digitally, move that music, do something with it. You just don't go listen and don't go just listen and put it on a reel. And that means social media. So there's a pro and a con there. It's I love social media as well, but the artists need to get acclimated as to what maybe they need to do with their music different. And it's getting more involved like this. And so there's other ways, but getting more involved to where your music is actually tracked back to you. So even if, yeah, Brooks over here getting me on the wooden nickels, I'm going to get some wooden nickels and get them stamped with 2-step on them.
There you go.
But it's true. Digital media for music, it is not taking care of our artists.
No, it's not.
Nope.
And but we can make that change. We can make that difference. It just just have to be diligent and keep your radar on all the time for change and go with the change. But one thing I kind of stay true to my roots musically, and I don't know where I'm going with that. I just jumped off the track. Hello.
Where are we jumping to? Fried green tomatoes.
Well, maybe I can help Tumbleweed with this. Tumbleweed, you know what I've noticed, especially this has been in many articles and all that for the past, I would say 5 years, that a lot of the legacy artists have been selling out more places, amphitheaters. You can take like a band Foghat, and they might sell out an amphitheater before some top 40 artists. So that should tell you something about authenticity and how, those bands from so many years still have a following, real true devoted fans, which that's really.
Well, you're nailing it right there. You're really hitting on it now.
Yeah. So, and that's something, and social media, I've seen where certain other bands from 30 years ago, and alternative rock bands that were big underground, it's actually, in this case, helped them come out where people didn't know them back in the, back 20, 30 years ago. And they've actually been able to capitalize it. One of the bands, though, took everything off of Spotify. That's a whole other question, but they're doing really well with social media. But I think the majority of the time, it's you have to go back to basics, and the basics is having good songs and performing it, and connecting with the fans. There's no I know they want to create this virtual hologram nowadays. I think even Kiss wants to do where it's like a virtual concert, a hologram. And
I don't either one. Yeah.
I have an issue with that. I mean, look, I get it. Maybe there's something to be said for that with certain people, but I think overall the experience is going to a show, going with, let's say, your spouse or going with your kids or your friends, and that's a big part of it. Oh, and I see Mr. Danny Jones.
Yeah, he's agreeing with me. I was like, yep,
Yeah,
there he
which,
is.
which Tumbleweed, Mr. Danny Jones. He's also a man with quite the pedigree as yourself.
Oh
And
man,
I'm gonna introduce the two of them for sure. So I've got a show with him, Tumbleweed, you can check out. He's in Texas, but he's on my list of one of the individuals to introduce you to.
And they have something in common, Tracy.
Mhm.
Danny Jones, who's a great drummer, he produced us. We did a cover of Crazy. You know, we love Mr. Willie Nelson, and he produced it. Did a great job. But he had performed with Bo Diddley, which I also saw that you had performed with.
yeah. I'll tell you my Bo Diddley story. In the band Buckwheat, and we had this opportunity. You know, remember the Fox theaters? That, oh man, just lush. And well, this promoter approached us and wanted us to play the Fox theaters in Atlanta, Chicago, LA, and wherever, I don't know. You know, there's like 5 or 6 of them left. And on the show was us, Buckwheat, Wet Willie. If you remember Wet Willie, great band.
Oh, yeah.
And then Bo Diddley was on the show. And Bo didn't carry a band. So we were designated to be his band. And, you know, we show up the first day for the show, like, I don't know, 2 or 3 hours earlier so we can rehearse with Bo. He doesn't show up until about 10 minutes till showtime. And so he had a guy that set up his guitar and his amp and everything. And our guitar player thought he would just do something really cool for Bo and tune his guitar for him. So he tuned his guitar. And then we did our little warm-up number, and then, ladies and gentlemen, Bo Diddley, and he comes out, he straps on, and he starts doing Bo Diddley. And he's playing along, and he turns around, and he yells back to us guys in the band, "Who the hell tuned my goddamn guitar? Who tuned? I want to know. Don't ever do that again." So, you know what?
Yeah, I got to tell you, I hope Tracy connects you with Danny Jones, because he's got an incredible story with Bo Diddley too.
He's paying attention.
Yeah, something. But I guess in some future point when you speak to him, you guys have to exchange those stories, because he had something similar to what you're telling me, which when I was hearing, I was like, oh my God, you know, back in those days. But
well, I would like to get Tumbleweed. I'm thinking either Cutting Edge is what I'm thinking, you know, when we go there in New Orleans, that conference.
Oh, yeah. Talking about that.
Yeah, and then I'm not, if I'm not mistaken, Danny will be there this year. So I just need to confirm.
Danny, I believe, yeah, he's there every year. I believe
he's there every year, but I'm just making sure before I say yes. But there will be several individuals there that are people that I work with, even the TV station, one of the individuals I work with, he's very well known in the blues category. But it's a room that I could see you in, that you would just fit right in. So I do believe that it would be very beneficial for you to check that out.
It sounds like something I would like to go to, first of all, and that I would benefit from.
You will, yeah, definitely. And even someone like Brooke. So we'll talk more on that. But I see that coming up. And then that's not till August, right, Ralph?
August, I believe, 29th.
It's like the third week in August.
Yeah, and that'll be great, because after you guys do the Q&A, we can all get some etouffee or some jambalaya, because the food there is amazing. So
yes, and you got to bring the guitar, just like Mr. and Mrs. Sparkman are talking about in New Orleans. You got to bring the guitar.
Yeah. I don't get too many questions without it.
There will be all kinds of stuff going on. And then I'm being asked right now, so we've kind of gone all over. They're asking, what music did you happen to send in for the show?
What did I send in? Well, I sent in, one thing I sent in is, I sent in a couple of tunes that are from my current project that I'm working on, and
Okay.
it didn't start out to be a project. My buddy Jay, I have an awesome drummer here, and Jay Weeks, and we're buds and have a studio together. So we started recording songs, and I was writing. You know, I write. So we started recording my songs, and we've got enough to call it a project now. So I've sent a couple of songs off of that. They're kind of it's more, I guess, more pop than, I don't know. I like I said, I don't fit in a box. Then, but I sent you a song that's just country as cow, you know. So it's called "Lord Knows What She's Doing," but she don't. And then I sent you a song by my gal pal here in Amarillo, Tennessee, Tuckness, who's a wonderful singer-songwriter. We wrote a song together. I produced it. She sang it. So I sent that. It's called "Mama Said."
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I
yeah.
do have both of those. You know what I also have? I'm looking really quick. I do have that video. You did the lyric video. And is that with Brooke?
With what now? What video?
The lyric video? I've got a lyric video.
Yeah, that's a Brooke Graham.
Okay. Do you want me to play that?
Sure. I give Brooke all the help we can. She's a great artist. I love her lane, you know, which she's in.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Nobody
gonna
like
bring her back.
yeah.
I have to bring Brooke back under the rebrand, and there's some other things that are happening. So Brooke will be around a lot here soon. But this is the clip that you sent me, and I'm going to play that really quick for everyone out there. And that is Brooke Graham and Tumbleweed putting this together.
Summer of 1967,
are back here on Boots, Stars, Guitars, right here with Tracy Two-Step, Ralph Miguel, and Tumbleweed. That was Tumbleweed, Miss Brooke Graham out there. Everybody can check her out as a musician who is fabulous. Now, Tumbleweed, you're playing on there and singing.
Playing on it and singing, and that's Brooke's guitar player playing all that lead stuff, Matt.
Okay.
Apparently he's a mighty fine player. But anyway, we produced it here in Amarillo, and I played a lot of the stuff on it and sang it. But I'm glad you played it. It sounded good on my speaker.
Oh yeah, it is. We've got that one, and everybody was asking me about music. I was like, oh, don't worry. We have the music, but being able to have you and your stories to me is legendary. So, and out of the songs you sent me, which one is yours that you would like for everyone out there to hear? Like, what's that one song in here that you are like, I'll play that one, Tracy. That's me. That's Tumbleweed.
I think it might be the song "Then It Rains." Because it's talking about resurrected love, when your love's dying and it just needs some rain, and we all need a little rain in our lives sometimes. Anyway, it's called "Then It Rains," and I wrote it with my buddy Larry Shaw and John Kevin. Rest in peace for him. But it's called "Then It Rains."
Real quick, Tumbleweed, that song that you did with Brooke, it had a bit of just a tad of a feel like Blue Oyster Cult meets Santana. That's the vibe I got, which was really cool, So
I like that.
Good job.
I like that. I think
we're going to grab it. And they also want to know what inspired you as a musician. And let's say I was to meet you and you're a young guy coming up, 15, 16. What was it that inspired you? Was there a musician or a band that inspired you?
Well, I got into music. I took piano. I'm trained musician in piano, trombone, and vocal. I studied that in college, but I didn't really fall in love with music until I heard my Uncle Virgil play an acoustic guitar.
Yeah.
And I just had to learn how to play it.
Yeah.
And he started teaching me, the basics and the C, F, and G. Then I just kept playing guitar, and we got into a little band whenever I was 16, 17, called The Committee, and we were awful, but we were trying. And so,
trying is good.
Yeah. Well, for someone coming up, I tell them, if it's in your heart, then you're gonna want to practice. You're gonna be sitting in your room at burning midnight oil, practicing your guitar, and because I also teach, and you can tell the students, the ones that are going to get it and the ones who aren't going to get it pretty soon. Because if they're going home and practicing and coming back and wanting to learn the next lick, instead of having to go over the lick you're trying to teach them. So if it's in your heart, follow it.
Yeah.
And because it's a rough life, no doubt. Yeah.
You got to put the work into it. It's the work ethic. So it's about, do you have that work ethic that it takes, and are you self-motivated? And if not, you got to have a good team, which nowadays teams like they used to be are not there. So you've got to go out and make your own team. And that's pretty much what we have all, like, anybody that I have stuck around, we pretty much are making our own team. And so just by networking and finding those people that like to work that same way, have a lot of things in common. So Danny Jones will be at Cutting Edge. Yes. So he make sure to tell you he will be there. I knew that he would, but I wanted to make sure. I don't want to talk for him. And I'm being asked, it's funny. I think I want to get down to your song really quick before I do that. You have, we talked about it already. Then It Rains. And y'all are going to go back and look at this, but as soon as you said it, I jumped over here because there's a massive, it sounds like a tornado, but I'm okay.
Oh man.
And then the rain started pounding. I was like, and you said, then it rains. And I was like, oh Lord, here we go again, Tumbleweed. Every time I get near him, whatever it is, something happens. There's we spark off something there. So, all right, you've got it, Tumbleweed. Then it rains, and it is right now.
Love is like a garden. You wanna make it grow. So you cry when you think that you might have to reap what you sow. You think it's out there dying on the vine, and you'll never again taste the sweet wine. Then it rains, and love comes back to life. It don't matter the skies are gray. You're thirsty for what love's about. You don't think you're gonna make it through the drought. Then it rains. Say you had a flower, you watched it wilt away. You were ready to give up your dreams of a bouquet. You think love's a waste of time, that it's out there dying on the vine. Then it rains, and love comes back to life. It don't matter that skies are gray. You're thirsty for what love's about. You don't think you're gonna make it through the drought. Then it rains, just when the well runs dry, and you're ready to say goodbye. Then it rains. You think it's out there dying on the vine, and you'll never again taste the sweet wine. And it rains, and love comes back to life. It don't matter that skies are gray. You're thirsty for what love's about. You don't think you're gonna make it through the drought. Then it
Hey, I
Love
like
the sound
that.
effect.
I love that. Well, if you could hear what's happening over here and you say, then it rains, and it literally started raining down on me. So, like, okay, if I'm not hearing a little, I'll keep going.
Tumbleweed, I liked how that on the chorus, how the bass drove, you know, the song on the chorus. I like your little walk downs also,
Oh, thank you.
Yes, that was really good. Now, do you play on a precision or
I am playing precision, man. It's a
that's what I
it's a
figured.
63.
Ooh, really?
63
Wow.
precision, but get this, Ralph. It's got a jazz neck on it, and it was it's 63 jazz neck. They were the parts were made a month apart. I was in Colorado Springs playing a gig, and there was a guy that came in and was, we started sitting in with us, and he fell in love with my precision neck, but he didn't like the sound of the precision. He liked the sound. I hear the finger. He likes the sound of the jazz, so we traded necks.
Interesting.
And I've had that, yeah.
Oh, that's I've never heard of that. Switching the necks on the jazz to precision and vice versa. But
that jazz neck is so perfect for me.
Well, I was hearing it. If that was the one you were using on the song, that was, I like the way it was just driving the chorus, and then the walk down. It's such a smooth, warm sound, with the Fender.
I like
guess
it. I would have normally agreed with you, Ralph, but my 17-year-old recently, he picks up one instrument and then he puts it aside and grabs another one, and recently grabbed one, just like you're talking about, a bass, and then it's got like that jazz neck on it. And I'm like, what are you doing? And he's like, I like it this way. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
You like, that's what he likes. So, and I call it plucking because he'll, but I love it. We're getting a lot in here, and they're asking that when you were going around and the Eagles were playing, did you have a favorite song?
Of the Eagles?
Yes.
God, yeah.
What they're asking.
Well, I can't tell you why. I think it's probably one of my favorite Eagles songs.
Okay, you'll tell me in private, but you can just tell us the song.
Say what?
What is the song? And we won't tell anybody why, except for when I talk to you in private.
Oh. Well, it's not private. I mean, it's just it's a great love song, and so well written. And Timothy sings it so well. Mm-hmm. And I got to tell you that the other one, of course, is Seven Bridges Road, and here's what was the coolest thing. One of the coolest things about that tour is because we were on the tour as long as we were, granted more access, if you will. And we got to sit in on their warm up in the dressing room. And, usually it's in an arena. And so it's a big old tile bathroom, and they would go in there and they would warm up and they would do Seven Bridges Road. And with the echo of the tile and everything in those big rooms, it gave you chills every time they did it. Wow. So, but I think my favorite is, I can't tell you why. Lock It In.
Okay. You like that? Well, there's your answer, everyone, because that was a question on every platform. I was like, I have to ask that question. And I do see all of you tuning in. Look at you, Mr. Brian Berry. Nice to see you. Been a while. Love to reach out to you for the beat in the business and get you as well. Mr. Brian Wayne Perry. Do you happen to know him, Tumbleweed? I'll introduce you. Do you happen to know Brian Perry?
I don't know him.
Okay. Well, I'll get you connected. I'm just going to be part of this. I'm like that centerpiece that's just going to rotate around and go, here we go. Here we go. Here are the people that we need to be around. I know that by sitting back and being quiet for 2 years and not telling anybody who I was, what I did, what I didn't do, and what I will do, and just paying attention. So just being quiet. And no, we have never met in person, But in the music industry lane, my world in Nashville, which I don't get into with anyone, and my world in Texas are two totally different worlds. So if you've ever been in Nashville in the music world, and then you've been in Texas, I'm telling you, two totally different worlds. Would you agree?
It is. Two totally different animals.
Oh, it is. It's extremely different. And then now I'm dealing with California too, so that's going to be really interesting. But yes, Brian, we will have to get together. But Tumbleweed here is on the show tonight, and he's got quite an extensive information out there, and we'll put out where to find your website and all of that too. I'm also protecting Tumbleweed for now. There's a lot that's being worked on, and I'm trying not to over inundate anybody with everything that's going on right now. Oh, Texas Red Dirt is amazing. I would totally agree. One of our new stations, One Star Radio, is Texas Red Dirt music. So you got it, Brian Perry. You bet. We have great music in both places. So I would agree with that.
I love the Texas thing. It is so unique. There's another state that I know of that is it's prevalent as it is here.
Well, it's easier for me. It is easier. I grew up there, so I mean that's why it would be easier in Nashville. But if I went back now, it's easier for me in Texas than it is Nashville. But I just treat everybody the same. That no one's different, no one's better, and that's how I came in this world, and that's how. Not going anywhere anytime soon because I'm only 29. There is this song in here, and Ralph, I saw you laughing. Ralph wants to laugh when I say that. It is the truth. I just, sort of. Tumbleweed will laugh with me. He'll say he's 29 too. We were the 29-year-olds over there at the radio awards having a good time, sitting down, having good conversation. So that is what I like, when you can enjoy the company of someone and have a good conversation like that. That's a good time right there. This song that you sent, Mama said that I'm going to grab, unless you tell me to grab another one. What would you like for me to do, sir?
Well, I want to show. Actually, I would like for you to play "Lord Knows What She's Doing."
Okay.
You can pull that one up because I've shown you this rock and roll kind of pop side. Okay. But when I was in Nashville, I wrote a bunch of great country songs, and I love country music. That's where I started, of course, and country music. But I quickly graduated to rock and roll. When the Beatles came along, that's what flipped my world upside down. Because I saw them and what four guys could do to an audience, electrifying. So, but I've always loved country music. Wrote a bunch of great songs, and I wanted to play that song because it's kind of the epitome of a great country record.
Most definitely. Yeah. So we're going to grab that for you now. And Lord Knows, finish the rest of the song for me.
Lord knows what she's doing, because she don't. It's about someone who's in an abusive relationship and doesn't know how to leave it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Here it is. Lord Knows, and I let you finish that because I wanted you to. And here it is by Tumbleweed.
Lord knows what she's doing, 'cause she don't. She keeps praying he'll change, but he won't. Time after time, she's tried to please that man, but she just don't understand that she can't. She'd rather be with him alone. Lord knows what she's doing, 'cause she don't. Lord knows why she loves him. How could she, when he never gives her what she needs? Night after night, she cries herself to sleep, holding on to nothing but her dreams. Her heart tells her to stay, her mind says go. Lord knows what she's doing, 'cause she don't. She's found love, but it's not even close. Lord knows what she's doing, 'cause she don't. Lord knows what she's doing, 'cause she don't.
I like that. That means that I like that was a really good one right there.
Yeah.
Got the old train on that one going way back.
Yeah.
Brian Perry is saying here, he's saying that Tumbleweed would have had to have known his dad, Wayne Perry. I could swear I have demos of this cat singing in our catalog of songs. Brian Perry is saying that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I bet so, actually. And I love how he said cat, because that tells me he's an OG for real.
Yeah.
That is exactly what you would say from an OG perspective. And then the next song we have in here, I do want to get in another song before we get into the time where we can't, Ralph. You've got these other songs in here. And I want to know where you want to go with it, Tumbleweed. This is your show. This is what we're doing to get out your information. And you sent in Mama Said. You've got one in here. It's about, no, it's not. That was mine. Sorry. I was going to say you got one about whiskey. It's me.
About whiskey.
Yeah. Sorry.
Of course.
Definitely. We've got Mama Said that is in here. And then there you go. That is yours. And you want to tell us a little bit about Mama Said. It's one of the ones you sent, later. So I was betting that that is something you wanted in there.
Yeah, I wanted to say that that the song before this was sang by Michael White. And I don't know if you remember Michael White. He had had a couple of hits back when in the 80s and 90s, I guess. Yeah, but anyway, next song, Mama Said.
It was you, Tumbleweed.
I wish it was me singing that.
Well, they did a darn good job. So yes, I do know who you're talking about, actually.
Yeah.
So I was only 8 back then, but I know.
Yeah. Said, yeah, you were about 8 then. Yeah. This song, Mama Said. This. So there's an artist here in Amarillo, and her name is Tennessee. That's her first name, Tennessee Tuckness. And Tennessee is a wonderful singer-songwriter, and I got to produce, along with a buddy of mine, Johnny Reverb, we produced an album on Tennessee. And in the process of doing that, she and I wrote this song, Mama Said, to put on the record. So, and it's a funky little number.
Yeah, and everyone, even your last one, it was such a great tune. So I want to see what funky means to you. There's a lot of different definitions of funky. So let's check out this song. You said her name is Tennessee. That's the first. I've heard of all sorts of things there. Jameson, but I like that. I didn't. I've got a Savannah and a Jameson. So I love that. This is Mama, and you spelled this, and it came to me like this: S-E-D.
Yeah, S-E-D. Yeah, Mama Said.
Mama Said. That's called country, y'all. That's what that is. Here it is. It is Mama Said, S-E-D, right now. Coming in by Tracy Two-Step, Ralph Miguel, Boots, Stars, Guitars. Here we go.
Little situation, need to talk to the man above. I wanna be a good girl, but I also wanna have some fun. My mama says you gotta do some chores around the house. I said, Mama, please, Mama, I wanna go downtown. Mama, you know I love you more than anything in this world. Take your little brother, take your little sister, gotta go to the store for your mama and more. I said, Mama, don't you know I love you more than anything in this world? I said, Mama, don't you know I wanna be a rock and roll kind of girl?
got a little jive, a little high five in it, and a little bit of a funk, right, Ralph?
It's I loved it. I was going to tell you this, Tumbleweed, being a kind of a rock musician, alternative rock, but having also a lot of love for other genres. I mean, I don't always do country. It's like that. That's Oki's this Oki's commercial of beer. I don't always drink beer, but but when I do listen to country, let me start with this one. I loved it because it had a hook. Had quite a few hooks, especially someone mentioned the keyboards in there, the piano, that was great. And what's her name? Tennessee, great delivery, great vocals. That was you on bass, right?
That was me on bass. You might recognize that kind of bass pattern from James Brown.
Oh, okay.
That's a James Brown kind of a bass part.
Kind of style, yeah. But I loved it because you kind of meshed the country, but with a little tad of Motown. It was that jive, you know what I'm saying? It's like very lively. I could see that song if it had regular airplay, I could see it really going somewhere. And then the previous song that you did was a more classic country, which reminds me more of the country from like pre-90s and the 80s. I love outlaw country. That's why that's my dad used to have some. That's why I grew up also listening to that amongst many other things, and that it had more of that classic vibe of country, which I prefer personally. And I thought it was a great song. That singer, which I was with Tracy, I thought that was you, but I guess Tracy knew the singer was a really, really good singer. And and the bass line, great also. I mean, it's so those are, for me, when I see an artist who has back-to-back quality songs, that to me, because I always like to put on my A&R hat. You actually got to be an A&R hat. And I always wished I could have been like an A&R guy on LA. I'm always looking at bands. I'm always assessing original bands by their original songs. And that was quite a surprise because both songs were, and I'm not saying that just to say it, because Tracy knows I'm a hard critic and my band members are, but that was really two quality songs with hooks and kind of more in my lane of what I like in terms of country. And also the one with Tennessee, that kind of country, but with a little bit of that jive, maybe a tad of Motown. So it was a great job. Great job.
Yeah, thanks. I appreciate that a lot, man. I really do.
Ralph knows what he's talking about too, so he's the perfect person to get in here when it comes to music. And with me, Tumbleweed, I've always said I'm going to be in trouble when someone comes on this show and I have to sit in my chair still and explain why I'm not moving. So you can tell if I really, really like a song. Of course, I'm very nice. I would just, great song. But no, that song in itself definitely had that good flow going to it. It definitely had the funk. It definitely had what I actually had Brian, if I'm not mistaken, said it, the jive flow through it. I actually liked it. And actually the voice. So it wasn't just the song. It was
had groove. It had the groove too. It had the groove.
Yeah. The factor.
Yeah.
The rhythm section, Well,
yeah.
You're right. It's a lot of it's the rhythm section.
Yeah.
And I'm also getting the question, is there someone else that you've played with that would make us all go, oh my gosh, he played with the who? Or open for who? Or
as a bass player, I got to play with a lot of cool people like Glenn Campbell, Tanya Tucker.
Yep.
I played with Vince Gill before he became a big Vince Gill. We played in around Torrance, the beach area, and down south of LA.
Mm-hmm.
And the Sweethearts of the Rodeo, Juice Newton, Marty Stuart. But of all of those, and of course Roger Miller was my big deal, that I got to play with him for several years.
Yeah, yeah.
And that was probably my favorite of gig, that I had was with Roger, because it was first class everywhere we went. He was a first class man, a lot of class. Even though he was a country bumpkin in some ways, he was a very classy guy. And
country bumpkins can be a good thing. That can mean
Yeah.
authenticity and just southern.
Yeah. He was a funny man. He was always funny. He told me one of the funniest things he ever told me was one time he said, Durham, I'm so high, I could go duck hunting with a rake.
With a rake. Okay. Good luck with that. With a rake.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
I'm actually being asked by Brian Perry here, what year did Tumbleweed play with Tanya? Did he ever play with Marty at Billy Bob's in the early 90s?
Yeah, probably so, because I was playing with him then.
Yep. So he's
Yeah.
putting the pieces together. I have a feeling that you definitely have ran into each other.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right.
Trace,
Yeah.
Trace, I got two more questions real quick for Tumbleweed. Well, the first question, Tumbleweed, you were in a band called In Man. Would you like to explain?
Inman?
Yeah.
Oh man, that was one of the first bands, the Inmen. You know
Yeah.
what our slogan was? Just in from out there.
Ah.
I don't know what that means, but just in from out there. No, the Inmen, that was where I really cut my teeth. That was first clubs I ever played in. We were a college band. You know, we were all in college and played all over Oklahoma, Kansas, into Texas, New Mexico.
Oh wow.
Yeah, we were a. Do you guys? I don't know if you ever remember. You probably never get KOMA out of Oklahoma City. It was a big 150,000 watt station. You know. Well, they used to put on teen hops all around, and we were one of their teen hop bands. So we played every VFW, American Legion Hall you can think of anywhere in that area. But yeah, the Inmen, that was a fun band.
Interesting.
Like I said, that was the band of first. It was yeah. I can't go into all.
Oh, I'm sure there's so many details. We only have so much time. I can't wait for you to connect with Mr. Danny Jones because you guys have a lot in common and similar backgrounds. And this is also going to bring in something in common with Mr. Danny Jones. I see that you've written a book. You're writing a book. If I'm lying, I'm dying. I love that title.
Oh, man.
I mean, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, I am. I'm almost done with it, and
Okay.
I'm being encouraged to finish it. What it is, a collection of wild stories, and the thing about it is that you can't make that stuff up, you know. And as you read these stories, I used to have this old manager guy many years ago, and he would tell you a wild story, and he always finished it up with, "If I'm lying, I'm dying." So I stole that and called for the title of my book. So, I mean, some of the stories are so outrageous. You go, I don't know.
Tumbleweed, I can relate because it's, you know, Tracy's gotten to know us in the band, but I guess it was Samuel Clemens, aka Mark Twain. I think he's the one that coined the phrase that truth is stranger than fiction. Yes. And sometimes there's stories out there, which even my old manager would say, they're so out there that you say, who's going to believe this? Yeah, it's true. So I can only imagine. I love to also read Mr. Jones's book and read your book. That should be some real fun, interesting reading. Very insightful.
Definitely.
Another
a couple of things to get to because we're running into the 10-minute and less mark. So I always got to watch our time only because being with a network and being in radio, they will yell at us if we bump into their time. I do have a message here. It says, Tumble is Tumbleweed. I know you. We drank three-legged monkeys in the green room at Billy Bob's with Robert Gallagher and Marty Stuart.
Yeah.
Ring bells?
It rings bells.
Three-legged monkeys. What is a three-legged monkey?
Three-legged monkey.
You'll have to show me when I see you.
Yeah.
You have to show me what that is.
yeah, three-legged monkey died. That's another story.
I loved it though. Brian finally figured out. He's like, I knew you. So yes, Brian, you figured that out. And we're all stumped on the three-legged monkey now.
If it's not in the book yet, I think it should be.
Yeah, I know. That's a song right there. That sounds like a song. And your girl knows me well. She's like, she's gonna grab her pen and paper, and here we go. And look, we've got What You Gonna Tell Me Now. So What You Gonna Tell Me Now, that we are going to play with Tumbleweed here. And do not go anywhere. Remember, we have our after part. That doesn't mean you, Tumbleweed, but don't close out. I will get back to you as well. Let's go ahead and hit What You Gonna Tell Me Now by Tumbleweed. Go ahead and hit that. I grabbed it.
Alibis, little white lies. You always got a story to cover your tracks. You're so naive to think I believe what you're handing me when we both know the facts. The truth is, it's just an act. So come on, baby, what you gonna tell me now? I've heard it all, don't expect me to fall. Your lying makes me laugh out loud. Come on, baby, what you gonna tell me now? Excuses. You're so full of ruses. You always deal your hand from a deck that's stacked. You're so naive to think I'd believe what you're handing me when we both know the facts. The truth is, it's just an act. So come on, baby, what you gonna tell me now? I've heard it all, don't expect me to fall. Your lying makes me laugh out loud. Come on, baby, what you gonna tell me now? You can't even look me straight in the eyes, 'cause you know I'll see right through your lies. Come on, baby, what you gonna tell me now? I've heard it all, don't expect me to fall. Your lying makes me laugh out loud. Come on, baby, what you gonna tell me? Come on, baby, what you gonna tell me now? Come on, baby, what you gonna tell me? What you gonna tell me? Come on, baby, what you gonna tell me? What you gonna tell me now?
Y'all didn't think I was going to get to it, did you? I was like, nope, I'm getting it. Don't worry. Boom. You did a fabulous job there, Tumbleweed. You get both of those coming to you. We're wrapping it down to the final minutes of the show here with Tumbleweed, myself, Tracy Two-Step, of course, Ralph Miguel with 100-meter scream. You do not spell 100. It is a number, just like Two-Step. Don't try to spell that. That's a 2. Do not spell Two-Step, please, or you're on the wrong show. Tracy Two-Step, and that is Boots, Stars, Guitars, the hit list, the beat in the business, and the many other projects that we have in the works right now. Tumbleweed, can you tell us something that we can look to that is in the works with you right now?
What's in the works with me is preparing. I'm going to be releasing this little project, and to Spotify and all the usual places. And that's really the big news. Other than the record company that I work for, there's a lot of exciting things going on with Flying Sea Records and things that are coming up, and we'll be making some announcements. So life is good.
Life is very, very good, and it has been a very big blessing since meeting you. I'm so glad to have you on. I am hoping and still lifting up those prayers for Jimmy Collins' mother. I know that he's doing better, and she is too, so that's good news. I talked to Brooke just a little bit today and told her that we are still in touch, and
Yes,
continue to be in touch as well. So Ralph, Miguel there, and Tumbleweed and myself to wrap up the show in less than 2 minutes. What would you like to say?
Go, Ralph.
Well, I can tell you right now, I didn't want to interrupt, but that's the last song that Tracy played. I'm always looking at songwriting, and you don't have to be in the genre to appreciate a song and the technique. Something I noticed with your songs is something that I notice a lot of bands aren't doing nowadays. It's the art of a bridge, and I've noticed with your songs, you always have like a really good bridge. And it's something that's it's refreshing to hear. I mean, me as an artist, when I write songs, I always try to implement always a bridge that definitely but your bridge was outstanding in that song, and just your approach to songwriting really it's to be commended.
Well, thanks, man. And the bridge doesn't always have to be lyrical. I
exactly.
A good strong musical hook bridge to me is just as good as a great lyrical bridge.
The instrumental, most definitely, I agree. So Tumbleweed, I almost called you Tumbleworm.
You might get in trouble for that
green
one.
Monkeys. No green monkeys are over here. No green monkeys, no nothing.
You might.
Too many three-legged monkeys.
I actually know how it's made, why the story's there. Brian has been filling us in over here. We've got the whole recipe, and it's because of Billy Bob's. Yeah, it's because of Billy Bob. So that is something I didn't know. I actually learned something tonight. But to let you in the show, Tumbleweed, what would you like to say? You better say like, share, follow, always be kind, and do at least that.
I have a web page. It's MARC Durham Music with a C, MARC Durham Music, and go there and check it out. There's a lot of music, a lot of photos, things like that. But hey, I just want to say to everyone, all the players, all the musicians, singers, songwriters, my main word to you is don't ever stop. Don't give up. You look at me. I'm not going to divulge my age, but I'm no spring chicken, and
You're
I'm
29.
still 29 and holding on.
Yeah. Hey, I would say that we probably were looking like we were 29. You're very active there at the radio awards. I mean, you weren't just like sitting around and doing nothing. You were pretty active. So
yeah,
I got to give you props. There's Miss Lynne Gill right there. She is the most world famous at finding the bands for us that are out there. We're going to wrap up here tonight on the beat and the business here with Tumbleweed. And you can get this through Boots, Stars, Guitars. Follow Tracy Two-Step. That's a 2. Don't spell it. And keep tuning in for more. We actually have a lot coming up too. We have more that we will be adding. And if you find someone out there that you think would fit great with us, be sure to send them on over and we will check them out too. We're going to close out the show. Stand by, Tumbleweed. Stand by, Ralph. I'll be right back with you. Thank you for tuning in.
Little bit reckless, you can't hang, you can't handle Texas. Yeah.